here. So the first thing to say is that it is relatively clear that the auditor themselves, so the company's auditor, certainly does need to review the ESEF filings. That's clear from the legislation, and the European Commission provided an explanatory note in the last couple of weeks. There's a link on our website if that's of interest, xbrl.org, and I'm sure Toppan Merrill will provide that to you as well. That's fine, but the reality is that these audit rules are there on a country-by-country basis. This is not consistent European law. So therefore, what we're looking for are audit guidelines. Now, some countries have published some audit guidelines, including places like Germany, and they've done so pretty much in draft, looking for commentary. It is clear that as things stand, what is the ESEF legislation and the Transparency Directive is seeking is a confirmation from the auditor that the company's disclosure follows the ESEF requirements. That process is hopefully going to be consistent, but there's, again, a couple of things just to bear in mind. The first thing is that you can't outsource responsibility for your disclosures. So the fact that you are now marking up your phase financials with Inline XBRL and associating each fact on the page with the most appropriate concept within the IFRS taxonomy, or if there isn't one, then utilizing an extension. Those are the things that you need to be confident about as a company, and indeed you are going to be asking your auditors to review. So, and the wording of that from the EC's guidelines is set out here. From our perspective, we think that this is something that's going to take a little while to settle down. Maybe the delay is helpful for some countries in that context, but we need the guidance. We also need the auditors to come up to speed. They're good at doing that at scale, but they are not yet up to speed because they don't have that authoritative literature that they require. But our hope would be that what the requirements are really pushing at and driving at is that the auditors are doing those things that make most sense. So they are an expert in your business, and they're also experts in the accounting framework. So you want them to be providing their independent judgment about your decisions associated with the markup on your phase financials as far as ESEF is concerned at this point. So hopefully, if people are concentrating on that, there are some other mechanical aspects to ESEF compliance, but they are pretty mechanical, and computers can largely do it. No doubt your auditors will review that as well. But that process of having some independent judgment is very important in terms of consistency and comparability.
Thank you, that's very helpful. So from the poll, just interestingly, 66% of companies so far have spoken to their auditor in some capacity, 33% haven't. But I know definitely from the companies we've spoken to, it depends on which country they're in as to how much information they've been able to get, as you say. So thanks very much. We'll be talking more about auditors and their role actually later on in the session.